Hey folks, it's Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. Starting off my thoughts on, for the month of October, series of videos talking about films, maybe films I've talked about in the past, but horror movies that you love or either hate, and my thoughts on them, why I love them, why I hate them, directly to the point, like Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. This is a Blu-ray from overseas, but I worked on my Blu-ray player. It's in English, but this is the only way I could get the film on Blu-ray because it's not released on Blu-ray in the US. The picture quality I thought looked great, so that's why I got it. No features, but I love this film very much. It's from 1990, directed by Ralph S. Singleton, who I don't think ever directed again, sad to say. Now, why do I love this film? I mean, the plot is very simple. There's this textile mill, and there's a monster on the loose. It's a slow burn movie. You see little bits of the creature, and then you see it in its full glory at the final act of the film. I love the feel, the atmosphere of this textile mill. You just feel how hot it is, how sweaty it is, how dirty it is, that this is a hell of a place to work at, and you just feel it in this place. Like, this is a shitty place to work at. So I think it has a really good atmosphere, and this helped by the score by Brian Banks and Anthony Marinelli. It's a very subtle but very creepy score. I think it's a fantastic score. I love the score to this movie. It fits the film like a glove. It's a very short film, an hour and 20-some minutes, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. I like the cast. David Andrews is our lead, who's a drifter. Some people may find him wooden and boring. I disagree. I think he has a coolness to him. He's a low-key guy. He's not over the top. I think he has a decent presence to him. He's just a low-key guy who wants to mind his own business, just wants to work, but he's not going to, by the third act, take shit from people either. He's sort of a strong, low-key character. I thought David Andrews played it off well. Stephen Mott, who's our human villain, he's great. He has this weird accent. Bravo! This is how we get your star search! Or just a villain you want to hate, as his character's Warwick. Just, when's the last time you've been to a graveyard? If you imagine Fred Ward in Tremors, imagine an evil Fred Ward from Tremors. That's who Stephen Mott looks like. And he's just really crazy as this guy, and just his accent, the way he says dialogue, very interesting performance. Brad Dourif, I wish he was in the film more. I don't really care for what happens to his character. I think they could have handled that a lot better. Maybe make him one of the leads or one of the people at the final end of the movie. But the little bits that he has, Brad Dourif, he did a wonderful job as the rat exterminator. He's a very energetic personality. Damn! Adios, motherfuckers! Or, there's a scene where he talking to the lead guy, and he's telling the story about Vietnam and rats and what the Viet Cong would do to tied up prisoners with these rats, and it looks like he's going for an Oscar. Like, he does a wonderful job, and the tears going down, and he's like, "You say." What was the line? He's like he has a personal grudge, or I have a personal bias, or something to that effect. Like, he does a beautiful job in that scene, better than I could ever recapture. So the atmosphere, the score. Also, you have Andrew Divoff, who would later be the Wishmaster in 1 and 2 movies, among others. He's one of the asshole workers who fucks with our lead character. Little bits of the creature. I love the look of the creature. I think the practical effects were very well done. I love the look of this creature, which you at the end see is sort of a bat type of creature with maybe like a little bit of rat in it. It's a very original, interesting design, and I thought it looked great. People say it looks like shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Really? You think it looks like shit? I think it looks fantastic. It looks great. And some of the death scenes I really liked, like when it puts something over it and you see the impression of a guy's face, or it has this little like hook thing and she just rips into someone. The death of the monster is really cool and really gory, where our main character gets on a one-on-one with the creature, chews it up. I even love the catacombs that you find out is underneath this textile mill. A really cool looking catacombs, some nice, I forget what you call it, matte paintings of some of the wider shots of these catacombs. Like they find this huge pile of bones, and really cool looking location, use of a location, or whether they built it or not. It's again really good atmosphere. I think this is a slow burn that works very well. I mean, again, do I have minor quibbles? Sure. Brad Dourif, what happens to his character, I think should have been handled better. Kelly Wolf as our female lead. Well, David Andrews is the lead, but the main female in the film, her acting is a bit eh. I think she's the sort of the weakest part of the cast. But other than that, I don't really have too many problems with the film. Don't go in this expecting an action film. Don't go in this expecting a fast-paced movie. Again, it is a slow burn film. Maybe some people felt it was boring. I didn't, because I like the environment. I like the little bits of gore we see, little bits of the creature that we see. I think the ending is pretty damn satisfying. And it's definitely better than the short story, because the short story ain't much of shit by Stephen King. I'm sorry. They go down, there's rats, they get eaten, the end. That's pretty much the fucking short story. So, considering what little they had to work with, I think they did a pretty damn good job. Now, I've done reviews of these in the past. This movie, I've done at least 2 reviews in the past. They're much more in-depth. So feel free to check out my channel and you'll find more longer reviews of this. But I think this is a good film to watch for Halloween season. It takes like 80 minutes of your time. Good atmosphere, I keep mentioning that. The usage of the rats, whoever, like when the rats, they get all in a row and they're staring down when certain events happen. Whoever was the rat wrangler, or however you want to word it, they did a nice job. The rap kind of song at the end, it takes a bunch of dialogue from the movie and puts it as a song. It's very unique and it's very interesting, and it makes it stick out to me in a good way. The graveyard shift, no problem. It just makes it very unique and interesting way to end the film. And it does go with that old thing. Was it Roger Corman that said it? When the monster is dead, the movie is over. And this does it. When the monster's dead, the movie's over. Doesn't fuck around. So I'll give credit. I think this is a film that gets such a bad rap. It's considered one of Stephen King's worst films. I'm like, really? I would put Dreamcatcher on that list. I would put those Children of the Corn sequels and fucking. There's a lot of movies I put on the list before this movie. I don't think this movie's. I think this is a good movie to watch on October for Halloween. Great feel to the film. Again, David Andrews, Stephen Mott is a lot of fun to watch. And Brad Dourif does, once again, another fine job. I love the monster effects. I love the creature. And I thought they used it not too much to make it look fake, but enough to make, to me, a very solid impression. So yeah, Stephen Graveyard Shift, I think it's a really solid horror film. I think it's definitely worth a look if you're a fan of monster movies. This is the kind of monster movie I grew up with when I was a kid, so I love this film very much. So thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you on another episode for the month of horror. See you guys later.